guys, Huskers GBR, Rich here, bringing another video, and today I want to talk about buying my first bike and how my parents reacted. And this is something I've touched on a little bit, but haven't actually gone into detail about, and I got a pretty good, funny little snippet. Ooh, hey girls, hey. I just kind of want to go about how I bought my first motorcycle. People always have questions. This isn't going to be a used bike how-to video. It's just going to be me personally, how did I go about buying my bike? So when I turned 18, I wanted to, I don't know, I think I'd like to call it a quarter-life crisis. I was 18, I wanted to get something that was fun and I could have, you know, lots of memories on and do stuff, and for some reason motorcycle kind of popped in my mind. I had ridden dirt bikes, so like at my grandma's and my cousin's houses and stuff like that before, so I definitely liked bikes and I was somewhat familiar with them, but I hadn't really ever rode street bikes or anything like that. So I decided to take the MSF course and kind of go from there. You know, the MSF course is the Motorcycle Safety Foundation here in the United States, and they do like little rider classes. And then the Department of Transportation over here, if you pass the MSF course, they will actually just give you can go down to the DMV and they'll just print you off a license with a motorcycle endorsement, which is pretty awesome, so you don't have to take the test down there. But so I went and did that, and I loved it. Even though we were just riding around in a parking lot, a little Honda, ooh, lightning, a little Honda Rebel 250s, I still enjoyed it a ton. It was like some of the best times I ever had, and I still have friends that took that class. You know, a couple guys, a guy named Wilbur who's like 65 and rides a Vulcan, and a girl named Nikki who, good old country girl who her dad actually bought her a Harley Nightster after taking the class for her 18th birthday, so she got a pretty awesome little present. And so that was easy, you know, and I did really good on the class. I think I got 149 out of 150 points, so I did really well, and they actually invited me back to be an instructor, so that might be something that I'm going to do in the future. But after that, like after I took the MSF course and I actually enjoyed it and everything, and it was like I want to get a bike, I started looking on Craigslist, which is like a little used thing. It's kind of like eBay but for like local items and stuff like that. So I started looking on Craigslist for a bike that would make me happy, and oh, such rough concrete right there. Anyways, I was looking on Craigslist and I found a 2004 SV650S full fairing, and the guy was asking $3,500 for it, and I was like, man, that's outside my price range. My limit's $2,000. So I had the motorcycle safety class completed, you know, and I started just looking for other bikes. I didn't think that was going to work for me. I didn't really want to get a 600cc bike. I couldn't really afford the insurance at the time. I wanted something that was going to be cheap on insurance, but, you know, I could grow into it. So I was pretty set on the 650s. You know, I started looking for like not the S version, but just like the normal non-fairing, like naked ones. And nothing was happening. And then 2 weeks later, I got back on Craigslist, and the guy dropped the price to $2,800. I got the bike. It's really awesome and everything, and I was like, all right, man, you know, it's cool and everything. You know, $2,800 is a little steep for me. You know, a little steep. You know, I can't afford to pay that. And he's like, oh, okay, well, you know, he's like, I don't really need to sell it right now, so I'm gonna be kind of firm on the price, you know, $2,800. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Just wanted to actually check out the bike, you know, I'll make you an offer here in the future. After that, another couple of weeks went by, and the guy called me back. He's like, hey, you still interested in that 650? And I was like, yeah, I guess, yeah, sure I am. He's like, all right, well, come check it out again with me. And I was like, all right. So I went back and checked it out again with my other friend. This time I had brought $2,000 in cash with me. And this bike, the SV650, was blue booking around $3,500. So get around these people here. So like the fact that it was already down to $2,800 was a pretty good deal. But you know, so I went into it and I test rode the bike. Everything went great again. And he got to the end. He's like, so you're interested? You want to buy it? And I was like, I do want to buy it, and I'm gonna give you $2,000 for it. He's like, oh man, you can't do it. I was like, nope, that's what I got. And then I proceeded to count out the $100 bills right in front of me onto the tank, and I was like, $2,000, that's what I'm gonna give you for it. And he was like, oh, god damn it, you're killing me. And I was just kind of like, well, that's my offer, take it or leave it. And he said, well, I need to pay tuition. He went to the university, the local college around here, and he said, well, I need money for tuition, so I guess I'm gonna have to do it, but not really that happy about it. I was like, well, all right, you say so. We signed the bill of sale, and I got my bike. At this point, this is kind of the kicker. my mom kind of knew I was going out to look for motorcycles, but my dad didn't. My dad hates motorcycles, absolutely hates them. Thinks they're dangerous, that everybody that rides them is more or less reckless. You know, at least at the time, that's what he thought. So I went on and bought this motorcycle and rode it back to my parents' house and parked it in the front driveway. Told my mom I bought a bike, didn't tell my dad, and just left. Went back to my apartment, and came back like a couple days later or whatever. It was raining pretty hard, and came back, saw my dad. My dad looked at me, just kind of grinned, smirked a little bit, and then didn't say anything though. And I didn't say anything to him. My mom, you know, went on like normal. But me and my dad, we proceeded to just like kind of look at each other but not talk. Like I could tell he was pissed at me for buying the bike and not telling him, and just buying a bike in general. And the thing though that made me alright and know that I could get away with buying a bike is like a week before I turned 18, he said, you know, you're going to be turning 18, son. You're going to be an adult and you can make adult decisions. And that one phrase right there that he told me, that I was going to be an adult and could make adult decisions, is what allowed me to get the motorcycle and still be somewhat friends with my dad. Because one day, my dad was looking at me, he's like, well, I'm disappointed that you bought a bike. I think you could have spent your money better on something else. And I was like, well, Dad, as you said, you know, I'm 18 now, I'm an adult legally, and I can make adult decisions. And his jaw, it was the best thing ever. I wish I could get a picture of it, or had a picture of it. His jaw just hit the floor. It was great. And then he actually proceeded to laugh a little bit and you know, kind of shake it off, and was really surprised that I used his words against him, more or less. You know, he's all right with me riding bikes and stuff like that, which is really good. You know, you need to have kind of like a family support, and that's another video I was gonna make, talking about motorcycles and like being married and having kids and stuff like that, but that's for another day. Anyways, that's it. That's the story of me buying my bike. I lowballed a guy a lot, still managed to get the bike. Didn't tell my dad I was gonna get a bike. He disowned me for a little while, and then eventually came back and, you know, let things go and was all right with it. So that's really it, guys. That's the topic of the day, you know. So hopefully that helps some of you younger people out, you know, some of my younger subs that don't have bikes yet or want to get bikes. You know, that's my story. You know, look and see if your parents use some words like that, and maybe you can use it against them and actually get a bike without them being too terribly pissed off at you. But we're gonna wrap up the little circuit here. If you watched the video that came out before this one, this is the street that I actually came in off of. So completed the circuit in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we'll see you next time, guys. Take it easy.